Hey y'all, Happy New Year. It's weird to hear my voice. I haven't been on here in so long, and since I'm in the house by myself almost all the time, I never hear my voice. So, good job, Renee. Today we are here talking about the Frid. I decided to do this. It was completely by accident, coincidence, however you want to say it, that I even made the sweater. I bought this yarn from We Are Knitters to make the Carrie Bradshaw. Um, so if you're a fan of Sex in the City and you watched and Just Like That, which is the follow up to Sex in the City, which is, you know, the women in their lives as 40 plus, 50 plus. Um, Carrie has to have surgery, and in PT has the shawl blanket with her, and it's gorgeous, as you can see. And you could buy the actual, well, you couldn't because it sold out in 2 seconds. But the actual blanket that she had, I think it was like $1,300, which, as hanky as this yarn is to knit up, I feel like it would be worth that. But I was like, oh, this will be, would that have been my first knitted project at that time? No, I think I had already knit socks at that time, or at least started knitting socks. So, but I was here for it because big needles, big yarn, will be fast, will be great. So I ordered the yarn from We Are Knitters. It's called The Wool. It's 100% wool, which is the only thing that I work with. If I do customs for somebody and they want like a blend or something, but I love wool, the end. So I need my glasses, but they're in the living room, so we're not getting them. You get 87 yards, the 200-gram ball. How many wraps per inch? It doesn't say how many wraps per inch. Anyway, here's what the ball band looks like. It comes in a little donut. This is all I have left to show you. Oh, I should do some big crazy earrings. Technically, this is what I had left, but when I tried it on after I had bound off, I felt like it was too long. This yarn is really heavy, so it pulls down a lot. I felt like it was too long, so I undid the bind off and ripped back 4 rows and then redid the bind off. So I ended up with extra yarn. I don't know what I will do with this. It'll probably become accessory of some sort, but I love it because to me it looks like a candy necklace. Does this have a colorway? It's called Marshmallow Neon. Marshmallow Neon. Also, it's made in Peru. It's Peruvian. So I've only got two. So when I bought this like 2 years ago, I feel like I got a 5 pack for like less than $100. I think it was like 90. Maybe it was like 100 and some after tax. But that included shipping. And if you've never bought from We Are Knitters before, it arrives in like a paper bag. It's like you feel like you're having a HelloFresh meal or something. It's such a delight to come home and see it on the porch. So the bag, because this project got big fast, lived in my little cow tote that I made. I found this fabric at Hobby Lobby during the pandemic. But of course, it wasn't a sweater always. It was the shawl that I pictured earlier. Okay, I'm going to stand up and show you. And I have on biker shorts, so there's the things. You can see the close-up, the stitches. It's so pretty. It looks just like a candy necklace, in my opinion. Let me step back here. If you're wondering why I'm sitting on this side of the... Oh, look at it. I love it. I just love it. It's so great. And you can do the neckline off of one shoulder or the other, which is how I wore it to work. And the pictures it feels more 80s to me. So that's how I like to wear it. Okay, here's the deets. Like I said, super bulky. 5 to 6 wraps per inch is what the pattern calls for. And the needles that you use are US 11, 13, 15, and 19. Now the 11 and 13 are your options for the neck. So there's different options for the neck. This is the larger neck. There's also a more closed in neck, which I'll pop a picture in, would look something like this. And you cast on with the 11 needles. I cast it on with the 13 needles, which gave me this bigger neck. And then the 19 is for the body, 15 is for the ribbing, if I'm not mistaken. Also, happiness is always ready to happen. There's your inspirational quote for 2024. This sweater works up so fast. And all told, because I was still working on other things while I was working on this, because this is how I live my life. If you just started it and didn't work on anything else, I swear you could finish this in a day. It's so fast. So here's the fun story behind why I did the sweater. So we have a customer at the shop who we consider a friend, who came in, and she was having problems picking up the sleeves. So normally, because I've been knitting, well, technically for 2 years, but sweaters confidently for a year. And confidently is loosely used. So when knitters come in, generally, if it's an actual like knitting on a project question, they go to Danny or Maggie. And if it's a crocheter, then they come to me. So she came in and Maggie and Danny were, I think, out taking pictures of new yarn that had just come in. So it was just me. So we sat down, and I, of course I can pick up sleeves. It's not a big deal, but I was like, God, this is huge. The yarn was huge. Needles are huge. So we got her on the right track, and she showed me the pattern, and I was like, oh my God, I love that. It's so cute. And I had already decided that I was frogging the shawl, and I was going to give Maggie the yarn to make me a wall hanging, a woven wall hanging. But y'all know me. I definitely would rather wear my yarn. Always. I always would rather wear the yarn. So I was like, oh my God, this is the right yarn that would work with the We're Knitters yarn. I was like, that's it, I'm trying it. So I bought the needles right then and cast on. And I did not get a cord. So what I'm used to in the neck is like a 24-inch cord, which is what I got. But this yarn is so chunky, and there was so many stitches, like you need a 32-inch. So I paused for a while and then bought a 32-inch like the next week. It goes so fast. You can see how big the rows are. It whipped right up. And the only glitch I had was at the end. I felt like it was too long. So you just keep in mind that it's heavy, and it will weigh itself down. So you might need it to be a little shorter. Other than that, I had such a great time making it. It is awkward holding this big of yarn, and it was in the shawl too. But the shawl with the back and forth, the knitting and purling, was much. I was not feeling it at all. And it wasn't really practical. It's super big. Like, it's luxurious and it's so big and it looks great, but it just wasn't practical because I can't, if I wear it at the shop, it's going to drag around and get dusty and dirty and all the things. And it just wasn't feeling that it was going to be a good look. So I'm so glad that I made the decision I did, and this is great. If I didn't mention, the designer is Lynn Morrison. You can get the pattern on Ravelry. That's where I got mine. I don't know if she sells on Etsy, but you can search it and see. Let's see, what have I been up to? Well, I'll show you what I made yesterday during sewing. So this little, I'm in the Valentine's mood hardcore. So this little roses bag I made yesterday, and someone's already purchased it. If you didn't know, if you follow me on Instagram, I always post there first if anybody wants it before I list it on Etsy, because of course that saves me listing fees. And then I made this, Jill had this shirt and brought it to me at the shop because she loved the shirt, but she didn't like the quality of the shirt, like the way it felt on. So we made her a fun little quirky project bag, and I'll be shipping that out tomorrow along with the roses bag. Okay. And then I also, they're still on Instagram if you want to see. You can go see the 2 little unicorn notions pouches that I made that were a lot of fun. They both sold out. Most stuff sells out pretty quickly, but sometimes not. So you can always check the Etsy shop and just see what's up. Okay, what am I currently working on? I'm always working on a lot of things at once, but the 2 things I'm like, we got to get this done. Yesterday was the birthday of the Saturday Shrug by Jackie Rose, and I will pop a picture in. It's in my little project bag from the ice dyed fabric that Christina from Chelsea Yarns dyed. And this is how far, I'm 2 skeins in. And the yarn that I'm using is from Plymouth yarn. This is Baby Alpaca, the grande hand dyed, because the pattern calls for a chunky weight. So you can see the difference in, God, what did I do with it? The thickness between the chunky and the super. And I should have another skein of this, but who knows. Now, this colorway reminds me of, we have a mom and pop ice cream store called the Frid that has been around since I was a little girl, and they have a cotton candy ice cream, or is it called cotton candy? Yeah, I think it's just cotton candy. But the ice cream is this pretty blue and white, and then it has bits of all these killer colors. So that's what attracted me to this yarn. And it's knitting up super pretty. I'm on size, oh, this is going to be a laugh. If I can see this, I should get an award. I don't know. I can never see. I'm on Chow Goose, and it's lasered on the needles, and I can never see it. And it's super, this is just a practical, especially for me, because I'm hot all the time. And I will say, the day that I wore the Frid to work, our high that day was 38 degrees. It's the only way, and there was no coat, no scarf, no nothing. It was still hot. But, oh, so I wear t-shirts a lot. And I wear t-shirts with like a Sophie scarf or a cowl or whatever. And so this is just another, like, I could wear with a t-shirt pulled out over my shoulders. The other thing that I'm working on, and it's in my little quilted sheepy llama bag, is called the Flora Pullover. And I am doing, so Amy from Lobby Enemy is coming to the shop in March. And I am using her Flora Morganite held double with the Flora Morganite Mohair. And then the cuffs will, oh God, what is this called? Hot orange, neon orange. I don't remember. And it's, the construction is different. I saw this, Jody from the Grocery Girls brought this to my attention. And honestly, the cover picture for the pattern, I would have never looked at it twice because it's just a gray sweater. It's very nondescript. But when Jody showed this version, I was like, oh, so there's what my Flora Morganite held with the mohair looks like. And then the ribbing will be this neon orange. So I've got to puff this one out to have it ready by March. And then Crystal's blanket, my daughter, I was supposed to have made for Christmas, But then she became obsessed with the internet frog. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you could probably just Google internet frog and pictures will come up. If you go to Instagram and search the hashtag knit frog, I'm pretty sure it will come out. The pattern is by Dot Peoples. So it's this little bitty cute little frog, and I knit it for her. The body wasn't tedious, the body was easy, but the legs and arms were super tedious, and I thought I would die before I could finish it. But I finished it, but that put the blanket on hold, and then I had other gifts that I had to finish. So I put that on hold. I do not have her blanket in here. It's in the living room. So the next time I will show it. I think that's all the things. Do I have any? Oh, I do have some new yarn that I got. It's 2 skeins of Spin Cycle. So Spin Cycle has just started making Devilish Grin in Dream State, which is their worsted base, and I want to do a Valentine's cowl with it. You can see the little candy straps in there. You can look up Spin Cycle to find out. You can get this at blackmountainyarnshop.com or from spincycle.com. And then this is called Levitate. This is a new color. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And there's so much, I call it tiger striping on the inside. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but I'm stoked about it. So that's there. Okay, I think that, oh, look at this. Okay, sorry, just had a thought. Oh, it's called Hella. That's what the crazy orange, and then there's the Flora Morganite Mohair. Where's the Flora Morganite regular? I don't know. I guess it's time to clean up the creative space, which I hate, and it won't be today. Okay. That's it. That's it. I hope you'll have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.